Season 11 of Overwatch 2 is starting next Thursday. And thanks to Blizzard, we got a preview of the Battle Pass, the Mythic skin, and some of the shop skins that we'll see in the first weeks of this season. Let's take a look. And we're starting with the Battle Pass. Now, if you want to get all of these cosmetics, you will need to buy the Premium Battle Pass. However, there are 2 skins in there that you can get with the free Battle Pass, and I'll make sure to highlight them. But the moment you unlock that Premium Battle Pass, the first skin you'll be getting is this Ultrawatch Reaper skin. And it's the one that we saw in the trailer. All in all, not the worst looking Reaper skin, but yeah, not my favorite. But I do have to say his weapon looks extremely cool. This is kind of a nice weapon. It really has that Beetleborg feel to it, especially since there's a beetle on top of it. You'll also get an icon and another icon on tier 2, which is a hint for the Mythic skin. On tier 3 there's a voice line.
This isn't even my third most final form.
There we go. A highlight intro on tier 4 for Roadhog. The highlight intro is called Pachymanius. Yeah, and I definitely think he's a menace to the Pachymari. Yeah, it's kind of nice. On tier 6, there's a name card. Tier 7 is an emote for Zenyatta. There's a few of these emotes in there that have that backsplash on them. In tier 8 and every 8 level is going to be the prisms. And on tier 9 we have another Pachymari spray. Tier 10 are the coins, and on tier 11 we have a highlight intro for Sojourn. Which is another one of those Kamen Rider Power Ranger moments. Tier 12 is a souvenir. Okay. Tier 13 is a name card. And tier 14 is a voice line for Kiriko.
Mada, mada.
Okay, now she's also asking for healing. Tier 16 is the gunpoint victory pose for Reaper. Tier 17 is a Kaju weapon charm. Tier 19 is a play icon. And tier 20 is a manga skin that a lot of people are going to like. It is manga in his shirt, as we see him in that one screenshot that was in the short story where he's in the bar with Baptiste. There's a lot of nice details. The shirt for one, but he also has beers in the containers that are on his back. And he's wearing sandals. Well, there's no socks in the sandals, there's that at least, so. But he's definitely ready for the beach. He's nice enough to put ice in the containers with the beer. Smart. These are the looks for Gunny and Chacha, both his guns. And on tier 21 we have a Genji emote. Another one of those explosive ones. They are all called retro heroes, so they definitely tie into the Kamen Rider Power Ranger thing. Tier 22, a voice line for Baptiste.
Level up, dude.
Tier 23, a spray. Tier 24 is another play icon. Tier 26, another voice line.
I am the final boss.
If you say so yourself. Tier 27, a name card. Tier 29, a spray. And on tier 30, we have the Ultrawatch Surgeon skin. I've noticed that not a lot of people like it. I don't think it's too bad. It definitely has something. I think you need to see it in the game. Especially if you look at a weapon. That kind of looks cool. That really has that retro hero vibe. Tier 31 is the Groove Sombra emote, which looks like she took her dancing to a more experimental level. I guess this is her showboat dance emote. Tier 32 is a spray for Lucio, and tier 33 is a voice line for Venture.
Just how retro are we talking?
Well, rather retro to be fair. Tier 34 is a name card for Hammond, and tier 36 is a victory pose for Monga that fits his new skin pretty well. He definitely likes his drinks. He has a trunk of beer on his back and he's holding a cocktail. And he looks extremely happy. This is the happiest I've ever seen him be. Look at that. Tier 37 is a voice line for Cassidy.
My story's not over yet.
Good to know. Tier 39 is another player icon. And tier 40 is that Wrecking Ball / Hammond epic skin, which you can get with the free pass. He has a bit of a Voltron look, but then his mech looks really, really pink. A look at his weapon. And then at 41, we have a highlight intro for Munga. I think that this one is going to end up on Twitter. 42 is a voice line for Zenyatta.
The true battle lies within.
Wait, didn't he say that already? 43 is a victory pose for Cassidy. Tier 44 is a spray for Sojourn. Tier 46 is a name card. And tier 47 is a spray that again hints to the Mythic skin. Tier 50 is the first of the Lifeguard series that is coming out this year. And the first one is Lucio. But there is more, trust me. A look at his weapon. On 51 I have a Super Mario weapon charm. On tier 52 the Yakimon series is continued with this new Yaki Sentai Strike Hero spray. I'm a huge fan of Yakimon, as you can tell behind me. But let's just not get too crazy, shall we? Although this is a pretty nice looking Yakimon. Tier 53 is a voice line for Reaper.
No style, no substance.
Some self-reflection. Tier 54 is a name card. 56 is the Lifeguard Junkrat icon. That's right. Junkrat is also getting a Lifeguard skin in a second. Tier 57 is a new emote for Winston, a walking mode that is called Wander. But for some reason, his chin is very itchy when he's walking. I mean, he is still a gorilla scientist. I look forward to seeing Winston's kind of walking out of spawn that way. 59 is that Zenyatta emote as a victory pose. And at tier 60, here he is, Lifeguard Junkrat. He looks so unhealthy. It's kind of insane. I don't know what to think of this. He has a lot of sunburn. He clearly needs some sun. I think he has a vitamin D deficiency up the wazoo, but holy hell. I don't know. Either this is the funniest thing ever or the creepiest thing ever. I'm not sure yet. Look at his weapon, his mine, his wheel, which kind of looks cool. The trigger and the trap. And May is getting a new highlight intro that looks, it comes straight from a dating sim. Let's look at it again. First date with May. That is at tier 61. Tier 62 is a Wrecking Ball Hammett player icon. Tier 63 is a Zenyatta spray that gives you a first glimpse at his Kaju skin. Tier 64 is a name card. And tier 66 is a Symmetra voice line.
I am not here to play your silly games.
Tier 67 is the Superjet weapon charm. Might we see that Superjet in a comic or an animated short? We'll see. Tier 69 is the butterfly souvenir. Now, I'm not a fan of souvenirs, but this one looks pretty. It's like a wooden butterfly with colorful wings. I wonder what that would be for. Maybe it's for the tier 70 skin that you can get for free, by the way. It is on the free track. It's an epic skin for Symmetra called Butterfly, which is appropriate because she is dressed in the skin of a butterfly. It is a pretty skin. I mean, the colors are weird but beautiful at the same time. This is a gorgeous skin. It might even be my favorite skin in all of the Battle Pass. Huh. This is a look at a weapon that just looks as gracious as herself, a turret, and a portal. There's a Yakiboss weapon charm that I'm definitely going to use. It looks black, it's Yakimon, it looks evil. It's my brand. On tier 72, there's the Symmetra butterfly player icon. And on tier 73, we have a voice line for good old Genji.
My name is Green Cyborg Ninja Dude.
Okay, that's funny. Tier 74, we have a name card. And on tier 76, it's time for the brother to say his part.
My fate is decided.
Tier 77 is that retro hero emote for Genji in a victory pose. And then we get to tier 80. It starts out with a spray, then there's a player icon. But it is all about the skin. Now, I do have to say this is an awesome looking skin. At first, when I saw it in the intro or in the teaser, I wasn't fully convinced, but once you see it kind of, well, I'm not going to say in-game in this preview, it looks pretty badass. Okay, but the Symmetra butterfly in this one are my favorites in the whole of the Battle Pass. Look at the shuriken and at the blades. And once you get beyond that, we're going back into the titles. So the titles for this season are Minion, Sentai, Kaju, Retro Hero, City Razor, Nemesis, Calamity, Sovereign, and Final Boss. So that was all of the Battle Pass. My review of the Battle Pass in a few words is, not my favorite Battle Pass. I do like the Symmetra skin, I do like the Genji skin, the Surgeon is okay. One thing that stood out for me is that they're using a lot of the emotes as victory poses, which is just, you know, relabeling the thing that you've made already. That being said, let's move on to the Mythic skin. And here it is, the Mythic Ash skin. So I was right, it was a DPS, but I would never have guessed that Ash would be the one to get this skin. Now this skin is clearly inspired by those big villains that are in the in all of those series like Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, Beetleborgs and whatnot. And it actually has a bit of a Rita vibe to it. I think the horns kind of has something to do with that. Now Bob looks really awesome, but in this shot, you only get to see his back, but we'll get a closer look at him later. The way that this skin varies is by the color scheme. So these are the 3 color schemes that you get, of which this last one is my favorite. And there's also a different facial paint pattern that will vary. And then on top of that, you can also get a different crown or a headgear for her. I think this might be the combination that I'm going for. This looks pretty badass. The final choice is the weapon, and I think the weapon has something very special that I'm going to show you in a minute. Now, the first thing that stood out for me and that I find very interesting is the selection animation for Ash. I just love that. That is hilarious. That is so on point. That is perfect even. Listen to that. Just look at her face, how giddy she is that she gets selected, and then, you know, almost like she fooled you. That is so good.
I'm the last empress you'll ever cross.
So you can tell that her voice got another effect over it, which I don't mind, but I know not everybody's a fan. The gun sound a little heavier, a little guttier, and her gun looks amazing. But something you might have missed, if you look at her weapon itself also has a face to it. And I made a video not too long ago about different types of weapon skins you could make, and one of them were living weapons, basically. We've seen that in other games, and it turns out that they actually had something like that in the works for Ash, because her weapons feel alive. Every time she recharges her weapon, it's like her weapon is eating the bullets. Listen. It's hilarious. It is so good. I love those details. So when she throws the dynamite, you can already hear this small growl. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Listen.
She's gonna blow.
I do think some people are not going to like this. Some people are going to find it annoying. But I love it. Let's have a look at Bob. We got a summoning portal. And there he is.
Nice try, honey. Double.
Look at him.
Double. I can always count.
That weapon recharge just cracks me up. And this is a closer look at the skin. As you can see, there's a lot of animation to it. The eyes move. And this is Bob. Look at Bob. He's basically a huge face. And his head is a little, I don't know what to call it, top of it. So they moved his whole face to his chest. And his head is an ornament now. And this is a closer look at the guns. It looks pretty neat. I like it. This is the other weapon variation that you can get. I don't think this one will make the same reload sounds because it doesn't really have that face on it. So if you don't like that reload, you can pick this weapon. And this is a closer look at her coach gun. It has that same crystal look that you have on the other shotgun. The dynamite that makes the weird noise when you throw it, because it has a face. And some of her highlight intros will also change with the skin. The monster dynamite does make a noise in that highlight intro. And in this one, the gun comes into play. Wow. Then we have the classic apple. It doesn't look as classic anymore. And that's it. That is the Mythic skin. Good job. I really am a huge fan of the sound design that they did for this. Just the whole theme, the whole kind of vibe around it. I like it. I think it is my favorite part of this whole season, which doesn't happen a lot with the Mythic skins. I like some better than I like others, but this one is definitely going to be in my top 3. This is definitely going to be one of my favorite Mythic skins. I might take the top spot for now. I need to think about that. Really long and slowly while rubbing my chin. Alright, let's just move on. Next up, we're going to have a look at some of the shop skins that we can expect for Season 11. I do have to warn you, there's a lot of beach themed and a lot of recolors in this list of shop skins. But we start out with both. This is a beach skin that is actually a recolor of another beach skin. It is the Beach Rescue Mercy skin, which is a recolor of the Lifeguard Mercy skin. Different color palette and hair color. Some people will definitely like this one better than the other, but yeah, the other one was very popular already, so I don't know. Is this going to be even more popular? Let's see. Look at her staff, safety first, and her gun. And it will come with a name card. Next up is a recolor for Zarya. This is the Cyber Vision Zarya skin in Epic, which is a recolor of her Siberian skin that she already has. I'm not a fan of either. I'm skipping on both. Look at a weapon. Another recolor, this time for Soldier 76. The Huntsman 76, which is a recolor of Commando 76. It's a little more of a casual look. More like what does Commando 76 do in the weekend? He goes hunting. And that's what he looks like. Look, I've said this before. I don't mind recolors. Sometimes I think they're better than the originals. In this case, I'm not sure. I think I like it a little better than the original one. I actually like his weapon a little better on this one too. A pretty nice weapon. And then his little healing can. Next up. Echo is also getting a recolor of her Ice Angel skin called Strawberry Echo. I don't know why that strawberry would be so shiny. It's like they forgot to remove the ice effects. They're kind of still on there. I don't know. Next up is Streetwear Hanzo, a recolor of Casual Hanzo. Again, a case in which some people will like the casual skin while others will like the streetwear one. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I need to think about it. Again, so much thinking to do. This is what his bow looks like, if that helps. Now let's leave the recolors behind us. Lifeguard Lifeweaver. That gets complicated. I think a lot of people are going to like this one. I really think it's interesting what they did with the pedals on his back. I always found them quite limiting for any design they wanted to do, but this way you can solve it. It basically becomes water and they change the bottom of the pedals into buoys. Smart. Yeah, but overall I think, yeah. It's going to be another one of those skins that will get a proper amount of fan fiction. This is his main weapon, which is his hand. This is how his pedal starts out, and this is the seat for his ultimate. Next up is another Lifeguard skin, and this time around for Kiriko. I don't even understand why people get so worked up with the Lifeguards. Yeah, I don't get it, but you know. Kunai knives and little prayer papers are actually bandages, which is very, very appropriate. I like this. And her Suzu bell. You guys want more Lifeguards? Fine. Roadhog Lifeguard. When you thought you couldn't get any better than Kiriko Lifeguard, you have Roadhog Lifeguard. Everything that they usually have in those little Lifeguard houses, he just sticks it to his body. That Lifeguard house is empty. And it is so typical that he is wearing sandals. I don't like sandals. This is his gun. Doesn't even look like a gun. It looks like a pasta maker. But anyways, his hook and his healing flask. So we got 3 Lifeguard skins. What do you need for a Lifeguard skin? A Lifeguard highlight intro. That's right. One for Kiriko. But then you need to give one to Lifeweaver, right? Alright. There you go. Alright, but if Kiriko and Lifeweaver are getting one, come on. Yep. And to make it even more disturbing, you can also use that without the skin. And then you get this. Yeah. There are 2 theme skins that will be in the shop, and the first one is this Ultrawatch Anna skin, which I'm not a big fan of. I totally get the theme. I think it's a fun theme to play with, but she looks like a Power Ranger. That worked out. Her weapon looks kind of okay. And this is her sleep dart dispenser. And the other skin that will be in the shop is this Ultrawatch Cassidy skin. For me, it's kind of the same thing as with the Anna skin. Yeah, I definitely see the theme. It's nicely executed, but it's not my thing. But some people are definitely going to enjoy this one. And this is what his Peacekeeper looks like. Next up is a Lucio skin. We're getting into the monster territory. This is Octopus Lucio, which is an epic skin. As you can tell, it doesn't look too different. They just kind of gave him squid hair and they recolored him a little bit. Look at his weapon. These skins are in the shop, but you need to buy the ultimate bundle of the premium pass to get this skin and the next one. This one is the Kaju Monster Roadhog skin, which definitely fits the label. I mean, he looks like a Kaju monster. We saw him in that teaser trailer. It's a pretty nice looking skin. This is what his weapon looks like. See, that's a weapon. His hook and his healing flask. The other skin that you can get is the Kaju Monster Zenyatta skin. And that's another one I need to think about. It looks pretty cool. But what I really like about this skin is that you get that feel of someone in a rubber suit, which is how Ultraman kind of started out, as this kind of weird-ass series in the 60s with 2 grown men in rubber suits fighting each other. And I think this skin kind of nails that. So I think the conclusion here is that I'll occasionally equip it. Now you can get those skins in the Hero Gallery for 1900 Overwatch coins if you're not planning to buy the Ultimate Bundle. And this is what his orb looks like, which is kind of nice. And I'm surprised that I'm saying this out loud, but with the Jade Weapon skin, it would even look a little better, I think. But yeah, that was it. That was everything that we already know about that is going to be in the shop in the next few weeks. We'll probably see all of these released up till mid-season, and then after mid-season there will be a whole new set of skins. Now, my review of these shop skins, the original ones are pretty nice. Like, I don't like the Cassie and the other one personally, but I think they're well executed. They're nicely done skins. I do like the Roadhog and the Zenyatta one. Not a big fan of the Lucio. And all the rest are recolors, and in some cases the recolors are better than the originals, but in other cases they're not. So it's always a bit of a mixed bag. And as I said earlier, I don't have an issue with recolors per se. And I'd rather have them put them in the store than have those in the battle pass. I'm glad that they're keeping those out of the battle pass now. So you basically have a choice. You don't need to buy anything. That being said, with it being a lot of recolors, a few exceptions with these skins and all the rest being the Lifeguard skins, I do feel the shop in the first few weeks is going to feel a little bland. I think some people are going to be extremely happy with the Lifeguard skins. Some will even enjoy the recolors. It doesn't always have to be your personal choice. That is just the thing with these seasons. One will be better than the other on a personal level. And for me personally, Season 11, when it comes to cosmetics, is not going to be on top of my list. I'm personally not going to be spending a lot of money, but that's fine. But that was everything that we know about the Season 11 cosmetics. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe give me a thumbs up. It always helps me out. I especially want to thank my patrons. I could not make these videos without you guys. You have my eternal gratitude. If you have a few minutes left, check out this video. Click it. And there's a ton more coming in the next few days, so make sure to subscribe. For now, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye-bye.